It's a shame that we're losing the water and that the loss, I think, is probably tied up with bureaucracy.
Coming up next, we're hearing from some of you who say releasing 600 million gallons of water from Lake Hodges is a waste of a precious resource.
This place stinks. We hear from neighbors about a smelly house in Imperial Beach.
The city of Carlsbad looking to make emergency repairs to this failing slope made worse by the recent rainstorms. We'll show you the damage that's threatening homes.
Valentine's Day was busy for local florists. We're taking a look at how the recent rains have impacted bouquets.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
CBS 8 is working for you after receiving a huge response to our report on the release of 600 million gallons of water from Lake Hodges. Good evening, I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. The city of San Diego is under a state order to keep Lake Hodges water levels low because the dam is unsafe. The CBS 8's David Grofton talked to people who live in the area who are fed up with the waste of precious water.
Lake Hodges is pretty darn peaceful. It's kind of like paradise for me.
Neighbor Michael Citron was not happy to learn that since January, the city of San Diego has released more than 600 million gallons of water from Lake Hodges.
It's a shame that we're losing the water and that the loss, I think, is probably tied up with bureaucracy.
Michael was one of several viewers who emailed CBS 8 wanting to know why the water can't be pumped to other reservoirs instead of being dumped in the ocean. It all comes back to the Lake Hodges Dam being declared unsafe and a state agency ordering the city to keep the water level on Lake Hodges low at 280 feet. Drew Kleiss is with the city's Public Utilities Department.
During the winter months when the rains come in and we typically receive a lot of runoff, that's when there's usually the lowest water demand. And so water needs to be released from Hodges Reservoir to maintain those safety levels.
The city owns the dam and they claim the dam needs to be replaced because it's old.
Hodges Reservoir has been in our portfolio of reservoirs and dams for over 100 years. It was actually constructed in 1918, so it's over 100 years old.
But if you talk to other water districts who also have water rights to Lake Hodges, they'll tell you the city of San Diego did not maintain the dam properly for decades.
Had there been increased maintenance of the dam, it would have extended the life of the dam.
Seth Gates with the Santa Fe Irrigation District says the state order to keep the water level low is forcing customers to have to pay more for imported water.
There are customers that are seeing roughly a 35% increase in their bills.
The Santa Fe Irrigation District and the San Diego Water District share a pipeline from Lake Hodges to their relatively small San Diego Reservoir to the west. For decades, the city of San Diego had no way of piping water out of Lake Hodges until 2012, when the County Water Authority built this $208 million hydroelectric plant. The construction allowed water from Lake Hodges to be pumped up to a Liebenhain Reservoir through a 10-foot diameter, mile-long pipeline. It allowed the water to be transferred into the city of San Diego's main system. But here's the kicker. Because the water on Lake Hodges has been lowered, the pipeline to a Liebenhain Reservoir had to be shut down, meaning the city now has no access to Lake Hodges water, and neither does the Water Authority's hydroelectric plant.
There's only 2 straws in the lake, is what we say. One is ours, that we actually pull water out and treat it at our plant and distribute it both to our district and San Diego Water District. The other straw in the lake is actually through the County Water Authority. Their system has to have the lake level basically at 290 feet to be able to pull water out through that system. So it is 10 feet too low to be able to move water anywhere else.
What do you have to say to the city of San Diego?
Please serve your constituents. We all think this water lost is a darn shame. Manage the dam repairs, pun intended.
The bottom line is the dam needs to be replaced, and the city says it could take 10 years to replace it, so the release of water every time we get a heavy rainstorm is going to have to continue for at least another decade. At Lake Hodges, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thanks, David. The County Water Authority estimates it will lose $3 million per year in revenue for the next decade from the Lake Hodges hydroelectric plant being shut down. Here at CBS 8, we want to help solve problems affecting you and your community. If there's an issue you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
Sewage flowing in from Mexico into the Tijuana River isn't the only thing causing a stink in Imperial Beach these days. The city has filed a lawsuit over what looks to be an abandoned home, trying to get it cleaned up. CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes is following this story for us. She joins us live with details. Kirsten.
Overgrown grass and brush, boarded up windows, dog feces inside, and it just stinks. That's what neighbors and the city of Imperial Beach is saying is all happening inside this house on Oneonta Avenue, and the city says they're suing to get it cleaned up.
They didn't take care of the animals, and there was no water in the house.
Dennis Hastings lives near this house on Oneonta Avenue in Imperial Beach, and he says this has got to go. No one has lived in this home since 2021. And this lawsuit filed by the city of Imperial Beach says it's time someone came and cleaned this up.
It's just horrendous. They had a Rottweiler in there, and he did his thing inside. They didn't bring him outside because he was too big to handle, and so the dog just stayed inside there. It was bad. Finally, I think the city finally came in, or Humane Society came and took the dog.
Neighbors who say they're already dealing with a pretty smelly situation because of the Tijuana River issues say this house doesn't make it any better.
I haven't seen anyone over there other than the city of IB, and they go over there and they'll mow the grass and they secure it to keep the riffraff out of there, if you will, at night.
Court documents show the owner, Kathleen Taylor, died years ago, and neighbors say her son, Jim or James Taylor, was supposed to be living there, but he's not anymore.
He lived by himself, so nobody was taking care of the house nor himself. So then eventually they moved him to a convalescent, and that's the last I heard of him. The city put a lien on it, I guess. They've done some maintenance to it, but as you can see, it still needs some work done over there. Obviously, I'm surprised they just didn't tear the house down.
The lawsuit says back in 2021, the Humane Society removed a dog from the property for emergency boarding and found feces throughout the interior. The city of Imperial Beach says in their lawsuit, the property has extensive code violations which endanger the health and safety of the public. We reached out to the city of Imperial Beach for comment on this story, and they say they are taking action on this issue through the legal system and hopes this matter they've been dealing with for years is completely resolved soon. Dennis says,
I hope somebody buys it and just totally remodels it. That's what I hope for.
This is a live look at the house on Oneonta Avenue in Imperial Beach. Now, the lawsuit says the owner is deceased and they are looking for a receiver to be appointed to take care of this house. Neighbors we talked to who didn't want to go on camera say that the man who used to live here had health issues, and this is all just really a sad situation. They also say this house is now attracting squatters, further complicating this already sensitive subject. Reporting for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
And Kirsten, we've done countless stories at this point about the sewage problem and smell in Imperial Beach over the years. A terrible situation, but different from what's going on here. And what about what's going on at the house right now? What does it smell like out there?
Right now, the wind is blowing a little bit differently. Luckily, I can't smell the house, but the lawsuit says 6 feet away. If you get towards the doors and some of those openings, you may be able to smell. Luckily, I haven't smelled anything today, but neighbors say just wait. That could change soon.
Yeah, and you really feel for neighbors in a situation like that. Kirsten Holmes reporting for us. Thanks, Kirsten.
City of San Diego crews are keeping an eye on incoming rain as they try to work through the backlog and fix the growing number of potholes on city roads.
According to the city, the backlog includes 360 pothole reports, which is down from more than 2,000 reports crews were facing this time last year. But many of you out there say there's still a lot of work to do. CBS 8's Jesse Begon is here with what crews are doing right now and what you are telling us. Jesse.
Yeah, guys, kind of a universal story for us here in San Diego. A lot of us have hit the pothole, sometimes saying, oh my goodness, what did I just run over? Well, it was the pothole. Today, city crews focused on fixing those on Saturn Boulevard in South Bay. They say in the past 100 weeks, they've fixed 100 potholes on that stretch alone.
it's in pretty bad shape, where sections of the roadway have been paved and then paved again.
Ron Ontol is one resident who tells us it doesn't seem roads are maintained like they used to be outside his Tierra Santa home. The city of San Diego knows it's an issue and they say they're working on it.
Today we have our mill and pave teams. They're conducting a resurfacing of this segment of street.
Philip Lowry is the assistant deputy director of the city of San Diego's Department of Transportation. He says Saturn Boulevard, where crews were today, is one of the areas most riddled with holes. In this instance, they resurfaced the entire stretch of road.
This section of road had a pavement condition index of 39. And so once our mill and pave crews complete their resurfacing work here, we shouldn't have to return to this segment of street for quite some time.
Lowry says they're taking advantage of the break in the weather. The recent rains have not only taken staff's attention and resources, but have made the pothole situation worse.
Tremendously. So for instance, on pothole reports, we probably have 4 times the number of potholes reported on a daily basis since all of those rains hit. But we've responded to that by augmenting our teams.
Lowry says the city usually has 9 patch trucks working every day. He says they've added 32 two-person teams using bags of asphalt to fix potholes. That puts the total at 90 people throughout the city tending to the holes. With potholes causing damage to cars and creating potentially dangerous conditions, people like Ron hope the extra effort is enough.
Bottom line is it's also a safety issue. It's not just destroying the suspension of the car. It's the fact that people will either they'll swerve to avoid it, causing problems, or lose control.
A lot of us have been swerving, and we've all been in that situation. Lowry says they respond to every report of a pothole submitted through the Get It Done app. He says that's still the best way to let the city know about them. We've been asking you what the roads near you look like. As of this afternoon, 88% of you who've responded to our survey say the roads are worse compared to a year ago. If you'd like to take that CBS 8 survey on roads, text the word STREET to 858-571. 8888. That number's on your screen right now. Let us know the conditions of the roads in your neighborhood and how they compare to you to a year ago.
Thanks, Jesse. At least 9 Los Angeles firefighters were hurt after a natural gas truck exploded this morning. Around 7 o'clock, firefighters responded to a semi-truck fire in the Wilmington area. The truck was running on 2 100-gallon tanks of compressed natural gas rather than diesel fuel, and as you saw right there, 6 minutes after firefighters got there, one of those tanks exploded.
That explosion was significant. The ball of flame was as high as these telephone poles, and it actually did explode one of the transformers nearby.
The semi-truck driver was able to escape her vehicle before the explosion. 2 of the firefighters are in critical condition tonight, with one receiving treatment at a special burn center unit.
New traffic light is now operating in 4S Ranch.
It's located at the intersection of Camino San Bernardo and Deer Ridge Road. That's at the southwest corner of Del Norte High School in an area surrounded by homes. The county is hoping to make the community safer for pedestrians and drivers. The project cost about $729,000.
Still ahead tonight, safety concerns over your oven's self-cleaning feature. Our Verified team investigates.
Plus, the potential new threat from Russia that could start in space.
We still had lots of sunshine for today, but we are eyeing a storm system by next week. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those details coming up.
But first, the numbers are in. What impact our storms had on the flower industry this Valentine's Day.